Hi Eagle team members, hope you are all doing well, and welcome to this quick little video with some hints and tips on how to introduce the different Neolife product ranges to prospective customers or distributors. My name is Buhrmann Steenkamp. I've been involved with Neolife for a number of years. My parents joined way back in 1996. They immediately became 100% product users. So everything in our household changed to Neolife overnight, especially the nutritional range as well. And so I grew up in that environment. I really fell in love with the products. And ever since, we've been using it, my wife and myself and our daughter, we're also using it in our house, everything that is available from Neolife. We are very passionate Neolife distributors as well. We get a great sense of pride whenever we get a new household or family onto the Neolife products. It's great to see them use it in their houses. It's great to see them use the nutritional products for themselves. And it's fascinating to see the change that it brings upon their life, with them being more aware of what is going on with chemical exposure and through nutrition and the food that we are eating. So it's just wonderful to be able to share these wonderful products with other people as well. So let's talk a little bit about introducing these ranges to people. The same way that you would not just jump right into a presentation and go straight into the business concept. You would also want to first do a little introduction on the company, give the customer or prospect a little bit of background or history about the company. And that same principle would apply to introducing somebody to the Neolife products or some of the ranges. We would also have a quick little introduction and just explain to them why Neolife products are superior to anything else that is available on the market. So let's talk first about the nutritional products. I'm very passionate about the nutritional products. About a year before joining Neolife in 1995, my mom bought over a health shop. So all our dinner conversations was about this product or that product, and this one is that one, and that one doesn't have that in it. And so growing up around those kind of conversations, I've always been really passionate and interested in what is happening in the health and wellness industry. And it's great for me to be able to share this information with other people as well. So when I approach somebody first about Neolife Nutritionals, the first thing I tell them is, look, there's 3 types of vitamin supplements available on the market. The first one that you get is synthetic products. The second category is organic or natural products. And then we get to what Neolife has, and that is whole food nutritional products. So some of the key things that we say in each of these are, for synthetics, we always like to tell people that synthetics are made in a laboratory using chemicals. Your body cannot absorb those chemicals as easily as they would absorb normal nutrients out of food. In fact, you only get about 5 to 15% absorption from chemical or synthetically made products. These are not really meant for human consumption, as the synthetics or chemicals put strain on the liver and cause toxicity in the body. And in fact, if you're buying a product for, say, the value of 100 Rand, you're only getting about 10 Rand's value or 10 Rand's absorption out of that product. It's a fact that 99% of all the products sold in retail shops are synthetic products because they are cheap to make, easy to make, and therefore the companies make a big profit on those types of products. Then when we talk about organic or natural products, these can be made from various different kinds of things like petrol or turpentine, rocks, metal, fossilized fish, even pond slime. And your stomach cannot digest these ingredients. They might be considered natural, but it's not something that humans are meant to be eating. They're also often made from GMO sources, and they are also usually sold as isolates, meaning you might only find one specific vitamin like vitamin C or vitamin E. And we're always looking for something in a complete or a complex form, the same way it would be in nature. I always tell people, there's nowhere in nature where you can find a little ball of vitamin C. So the same applies to when taking nutrition. It should come in a complex of many different phytochemicals and nutrients for your body to be able to use it effectively. And then the third one that we talk about is whole food supplementation. That is where Neolife falls in. In fact, Neolife is the industry leader in whole food supplementation. We're one of the first companies ever in the world to make whole food supplements based only in food and from food. We have a 98% bioavailability on our products. Neolife products are made from human food chain foods only, meaning it's not simply just organic or natural, but it's made from fruits and vegetables and ingredients that humans are supposed to be eating and have been eating for thousands of years. Just for an example, if you take something like our All C, instead of buying a synthetic or an isolate which would only contain vitamin C, ours contains all the phytonutrient spectrum from whole oranges, assuring that you receive the vitamin C just as nature intended. And that is the Neolife difference. We give you the entire product or the entire fruit and vegetable spectrum in a product that your body can use and easily understand what it is and digest and assimilate into the cells. Neolife is what I like to call beyond organic, meaning our products are GMO free. They are organically grown. Our fruits and vegetables are organically grown, pesticide free, chemical fertilizer free. They are vine ripened, which is very important because most of the nutrients only get deposited into the fruit the final day or two before they are ripened. They are not even planted close to cities or highways or power lines where there's a lot of pollution. And that's why I like to call it beyond organic. Neolife products are also tested for at least 5 to 10 years before they have been put on the market. And they are there continuously tested and researched thereafter. So that's a little bit about some of the things we like to say when introducing the nutritional range. Obviously, there's a lot more that you could say, and that just gives you an opening then to go into specific products. Like I said, it's about making them aware of why Neolife is different to what else is available on the market. So there might be different ways of approaching this. I would like you to script your own ideas, put some ideas together and then test them with customers or distributors and see what works for you. And then let's have a quick look now at the home care range, some of the things that we would say to potential customers about the home care range. And I'm also going to I'm going to show and talk about some of the demos that we are doing, especially now with online meetings and things like that, just to give you some hints and tips on how we are doing those type of demos now. And that also works very effectively. So with the home care range, we start by talking about the fact that it is biodegradable, earth-friendly, non-toxic, protecting the ecosystem. In your catalog, if you looked on page 55, you will see there's some nice stories about LDC Super 10 that are protecting the ecosystem. Super 10 alone has prevented an estimated 700 million bottles from being dumped into the landfills. The penguin story about the penguins being washed with LDC when they got exposed to Brent crude oil in oil spills. And the butterfly sanctuary in Italy that only use Super 10 and LDC to wash the cages where they keep those endangered species of butterflies. So when we start by talking about things like that, the customers already understand that these products are safe. And then they start thinking about what they are using. I always like to refer them to a study that was done. It was released about 2 years ago, this study. They followed over 6,000 people over the course of around 20 years and tested their level of toxicity exposure from the cleaning products that they are surrounded with. And they concluded in the study that living in a house that is being cleaned with conventional cleaning products, it is equivalent to smoking a packet of cigarettes a day. Those kind of chemicals and things that you are absorbing through your skin, you are breathing it in, it comes into contact with your food and you are eating it. And it's the same cancer causing, or it triggers the same inflammatory processes that triggers the same types of cancers that smoking cigarettes do. And I always jokingly ask customers if they have children, would they be happy for them to smoke a packet of cigarettes every day? And obviously they would tell me no, they wouldn't. And I would say, but this is in fact what is happening. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying that you are not aware of it. Now you are. Now you have the opportunity to change over to something that is safe and eco-friendly as well. We talk about the fact that Neolife home care products also save a lot of money. It's very economical to use. Pierre van Rensburg has put together a nice price comparison. If you look on the new Eagle Team 622 plan, In that presentation, there's a short price comparison as well, and if you're from a different country, you can work out the prices in your country and compare it. You can tell stories about people saving money. I always like telling customers about one of our stories, one of our testimonies, and you're welcome to use this as well. But what happened, a customer of ours who's an accountant, this lady started using our products in a household. There are a house of 5 people living in that house. And one day, after about 1.5 years of using Neolife home care products, she took me aside one day when we had a meeting, and she showed me her books. And she said, look, before using Neolife products, we used to spend between 600 and 800 Rand a month on cleaning products. And after 1.5 years of being on Neolife, it has gone down to an average of 150 Rand per month. And that is a massive savings. And you can do your own little price comparison and get your own little stories from your customers and use those when talking to prospective customers as well. For me, the fact that our products are non-toxic and economical and environmental friendly, it's a huge impact, and it makes such a huge difference in your life. When I grew up surrounded by Neolife products and I moved out of house to go and study, I tried the conventional products and I immediately threw them away. I just couldn't stand them, couldn't stand the smell, the fact that they didn't work. And I immediately went back to Neolife, and I've never been on any conventional products thereafter. I want to chat quickly about some of the demos that we are doing online, on online meetings. And even before lockdown, I always used to carry with me my little Neolife demo bag. It still goes with me wherever I go. If I do go out to pick up groceries or things like that, I have this with me, because then my car is nice and clean. I can sanitize my hands before getting back in the car and driving. And you can also, there's a lot of times when the opportunity comes up to do a quick little demo, so you should be prepared at any time. Just to give you an example, about 2 weeks ago, I went to pick up some organic fruits and veggies that we have ordered from a local farmer. And the lady that then collects them and brings them to a certain point for pickup, we had 2 minutes to chat, and I was busy in my booth, and I said, come and look here. Quickly showed her the demos and the products, and she's turned into a customer since then. So it just shows you, always be ready. You never know when the opportunity might arise. So what I have in my little demo bag, obviously Super 10 and the carpet. This can be done very effectively over online meetings as well. As you can see it nice and clearly. You can even have some of your distributors participate in the meeting and have some of them do the demos if they've practiced it beforehand. It's a little bit different, obviously, doing it over the internet. What we also do is the LDC demo with washing broccoli. Get a nice clear bowl, wash a broccoli in front of the camera. It's very effective. You can see the water bouncing off and then running through after washing it. I also like doing the hand wash demo, where I would wash my hands. I obviously can't wash guests' hands, but what I do is rub it with full of oil, hold it up to the camera, they can see the oil, then wash my hands and show them the difference. They can't feel it themselves, but the actual reason why I want to do it is because afterwards I can then show them how the water has turned white from washing off that oil. And then I can explain to that prospect or guest why that happens. And the reason is that LDC physically breaks apart the oil molecules, and those oil molecules will never reattach again. And therefore it is biodegradable. You can take your water after doing dishes or laundry, and you can go and water your plants. And something that relates to the virus today, a very effective hand wash, because it breaks apart oil, the virus is protected or covered in a fatty oil layer. As soon as you wash your hands with LDC, or the virus gets into contact with LDC, it will be deactivated and won't be able to infect you. What we also like to use is our G1 laundry powder demo. You just get yourself 2 little containers like this. In the one container you buy something from the shops. You put in there how much they recommend for a 7 kg wash and fill it up with water, let it dissolve. And you do the same with G1 laundry powder, and you can hold this up to people to see, and you can explain to them that most of the products in the shop have only got about 20% soap and 80% fillers, and you can let them have a look at all the gunk in there. Most of the times the customers are grossed out by this and they would prefer not to use their products anymore. and they immediately start using the Neolife products. And then we also talk a little bit about all the synthetic ingredients, the chemicals that are in there, the synthetic estrogen that has been proven to absorb through your skin, hook onto cells and can turn them into cancer cells. And I like to remind people about the toxicity study that I spoke about earlier. Very important information. We need to share that with people as much as possible. The last thing I want to talk about briefly before saying goodbye is the importance of literature when you are doing presentations online or whether you're doing them face-to-face. Always make sure you have the relevant brochures with you. If you're doing a meeting online, you can download those brochures from your back office Neolife website. Have them on screen. You share your screen with the guests. They can see what you are looking at. You can highlight or draw around specific things as you are talking, and they can watch all of this happen on their screen. It can be about any of the products. All the brochures are available on your back office. And finally, the really important things to me is the literature available from the Eagle team. There's a Don Lawson book about product training. There's also a DVD available, which is full of information about scientific studies, about research and how things work scientifically. There's also a wonderful DVD by the Scientific Advisory Board member John Miller. I believe it's called Neolife Firsts. That's available from the Eagle team as well. There is a more current one as well on the Neolife website. I believe it's called Science Through the Decades. Yeah, Science Through the Decades, I believe. So those DVDs, I recommend watching those type of DVDs to inform yourself and to get familiar with how the products work and why they do specific things. And I don't want you to do this so that you can sound smart or look clever when talking to people. Try and keep things as simple as possible when talking to somebody. But if you have watched those types of DVDs and have that kind of knowledge, people can pick up in your voice that you are passionate about these products. They will understand that you are talking about things that have been researched and things that have been proven. And they can see the passion in you, and they will believe that you are telling the truth and that you are saying or talking about things that will actually have an impact on their health and their long-term health. And it's important to have that believability in the products when talking to other people. So I would like to end off with that. I thank you for your time. I hope there's something in there that is of value of you, and looking forward to getting some feedback on how you can use some of this by getting by getting some potential customers onto the Neolife products. Thank you very much and stay blessed. Bye.